EA Sports coverage of the NFL welcomes you into the Inner Harbor of Baltimore. These fans flocking to M&T Bank Stadium despite some rain in the forecast. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Again, it's Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Ravens had 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they moved back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
Flush to his right. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Titans are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing now, Ward. And his throw is incomplete. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
To throw, here's Ward. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend on the punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
2nd and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Rolling to his right. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got him.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Here's Ward. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. But you look at this defense. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you get
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, did you practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Underneath here to Hill. Pushing his... And a nice spin into some open field. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Henry running right. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a 4-yard shy of the 5. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Chubb. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and the Titans defense will celebrate the goal line stand. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From his own end zone, it's Ward. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And he is out of bounds here. So the completion good for just 3. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Throwing is Ward. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. On now is the Titans punter as he's on here to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And given the elements, this might have been what we would have expected, Charles. Scoreless into the second quarter.
The elements have definitely played a part in this game, a big part. I think that both teams have been a little slow to adjust their playbook and start playing to whatever their strengths are in these conditions. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. The 20. 5. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Nick Chubb with career touchdown number 60. And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Titans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Ward. And that one too wide and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely got to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Throw left side, completion to Rice. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And bulldozing his way through. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
At the 44-yard line.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. To throw is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The Baltimore Ravens know exactly what they're looking for at every position, and at receiver, they love big-body guys. Lane is 6'4" and thrives at winning the ball in the air.
Here's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Rice. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Rashee Rice, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. The solid stiff arm. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Again, it's Singleton. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw is Ward. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. Here's Tommy Townsend now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
Still on the return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room. I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. That doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent game.
Here's Jackson to throw. Here's a diving catch right side. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jackson. That's complete with Zay Flowers with it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
14 more yards. That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 24.
To throw again is Jackson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
15 at the Titans' 29-yard line.
Jackson now. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Jackson now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. Room here to run. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fights through it. Fighting his way through contact. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Ward. There's last year's All-Pro return man, Chimere Dike. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action. It's Ward. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Ward to throw once more. And this one is incomplete.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Ward. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 23. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. On 1st down, it's Singleton. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Travis Jones makes a tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A run once more with Singleton. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Play action. Now Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Solomon Thomas. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Jackson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, there's your first ROI, right? Return on investment of their 1st-round pick. His first NFL sack. I know they want him to be an impact player right out of the gate.
A lot of pressure to put on a young man, but I think you agree he has the ability to deliver on it.
And he just did. Probably the first of many sacks in a long career.
Going deep for Walker. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And it'll be Titan football. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Moore. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Scream a line loud enough that someone will believe. It may seem fairly obvious, but I don't think you'd agree. Please refrain from thinking it's what got us in this teeth.